Don't wait until it's too late and your partner's already 1 foot out the door before you start trying to put the work in to fix things. You can't do it. You weren't so motivated and so sorry and understanding and willing to work at it whenever they weren't saying they're about to leave or actually making declarations that they're already gone and so forth, right? You weren't trying to sit down and have those difficult conversations ahead of time. You didn't want to give the time of day to listen to your partner whenever they kept coming and complaining about the same thing and you never took it seriously. So don't wait and show up now whenever it's already that time, when it's already them checking out and they're about to jump off the boat to where now you want to put all the effort in, right? That's actually more of a core piece that doesn't get spoken about nearly enough that actually contributes to most relationships ending whenever there is some issues that are ongoing or whatever. It's not that they couldn't have been figured out and they couldn't have been worked through. It's that both parties, or maybe the party that has been being complained to the whole time, has not taken it serious enough and actually hasn't dedicated themselves to trying to fix the problems and address the matters until it's already too late. Don't try to fix it after the damage has already been done. And I'm not saying it can be done. It's possible, but you're creating a mountain for yourself to climb towards it being something that's more efficient and in a healthier manner, right? And so when I say don't try to fix it, then I'm not saying that, hey, you shouldn't fight for your relationship. I'm saying don't put yourself in that position and then think that is going to be a reputable way to try to go forward towards valuing your partner now, right? If you valued them before all of this happened and got to this point, show it to them during the relationship, not when it's coming to its end. What you have to learn to do is maintenance your relationship. Stop trying to fix your relationship. See, if you have to fix your relationship, that means it's broken. And it's so much harder to repair something once it's been broken versus keeping up on the maintenance of your relationship while it's actually manageable, while still feasible. And it's reasonable things that you can do to take the things that have gotten a little bit out of line and put them back in place. Keep it streamlined. Keep it in that healthy, harmonious dynamic. That's way more doable, realistic, and sustainable than trying to come back and literally fix and repair something that has actually been broken. And it's so much harder when we're talking about fixing things in a relationship context because broken really means disconnected. It's a lot harder to get someone to want to work with you and be understanding to maybe your growth struggles, to offer what they need and what they're asking for, and vice versa, right? They're less inclined to want to hear you out, be empathetic to you doing the work and growing and working with them. If there's something that they're not satisfied with, that they feel you're not offering them that they need, they're more inclined to be patient and stick in there with you if it's something that's being maintained before they get to a point of wanting to walk away. Once someone emotionally severs from you, that emotional connection is broken and they don't feel the attachment anymore, the empathy tends to go out the door too. They may have empathy for you as a person and not want to hurt you in a way they let you down and they walk away and reject you or end the relationship. But their plan is nowhere near close to wanting to stay, to be in it with you, right? And so you never want to put yourself in a position to where someone that you truly do value, or at least you feel you do, is out the door and you could do nothing about it. So where now you have to face that painful hurt and that loss and losing that person that you thought was meant so much to you and that, really was a huge part of your world, right? You never want to put yourself in the dynamic to where now you have to deal with the fallout of that, to where the choice is out of your hands. See, it's nothing worse than whenever you still have someone or something you want to hold on to for whatever reason, and that thing or that person pulls the plug on your choice and your decision to maintain having that person or that thing in your life. If it's significant enough, that's the worst thing, because you're not ready. You're never ready for someone to pull the plug on being in your life when you still value them being there, or you still love them being there, or you still dependent on them for your emotional needs and things like that. It's a really rough ride to now all of a sudden have to figure out how to mend and piece all that together and close the gap for yourself by yourself without them there when you didn't get a chance to prepare yourself mentally for this new emotional roller coaster you're about to go on. So to avoid ever experiencing something like that, which I'm sure you do want to avoid that, right? If you actually value your partner, act like it during the relationship. Maintenance your relationship, just like taking a car to get an oil change, right? That, engine light comes on. Don't ignore it for forever until your car starts literally stuttering or sputtering out or stalling, or it can't move or it starts breaking down, right? No, you take it in to get that maintenance so it never gets to that point, right? And so the first way you do this is by recognizing the early warning signs from your partner through their way of operating, acting, energy, all of that suggests that they're feeling neglected or becoming frustrated in a consistent manner. So what you want to look out for is things like your partner not talking to you like they used to. You notice they don't share things as openly and forthcoming like they once did, or that they're not as enthusiastic about spending time with you, right? It seems like they're, going through the motions and pushing themselves to spend time with you versus being excited to do it like they once were. Or they're constantly irritated all the time. They're really irritable. It's like any little small thing sets them off. These are all great cues to you that there's something that is not within resolve with you from them, right? That they're feeling a way about something about you're doing or not doing. And it's been ongoing for a while to where it's starting to come out of them emotionally, right? Or sort of starting to be reflected by their energy or their demeanor. Huge flags that you need to lock into. And after you notice these things, that should lead you into the next stage, which is championing for and encouraging regular, meaningful conversations about each other's needs, feelings, and expectations, right? And put an emphasis on the importance of speaking calmly to each other and actually listening, actively listening to validate each other's feelings, right? To make sure you're on the same page and fully understanding each other. This is so crucial in a stage where you recognize your partner is a little more disengaged than they used to be. And so creating this regularity and repetition of having open dialogue to talk about the things that matter most, which is those needs and expectations and so forth and feelings, right? To make sure you're on the same page, starts to become a great habit to start stirring up and pulling out of them the things that maybe they're not saying openly to you, or that they felt they did say, but you didn't catch the message, right? Make sure you're on the same page and that their issues are being addressed instead of it festering inside of them and starts becoming resentment towards you, and eventually starts turning towards them shutting off emotionally and disconnecting from you, right? This is a great way to get them re-engaged back into the equation, as long as you set the tone the right way and you create a safe space for both of you to speak and be heard. Lead by example so that they start learning, oh, I can actually be heard here. And then maybe there is hope and they start feeling hopeful instead of doubtful about you. And then the best way to build on top of that momentum is, after you guys have gotten some clarity on these things collectively, start being more intentional about the quality time that you spend with them. Not just sitting on TV or sitting on the couch watching Netflix, right? And not to say there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, sometimes that's what you want to do with your significant other. You binge your favorite show together, right? But you're not getting to fully connect with that type of, quality time, right? Because you're both there, but you're not being fully present with one another. You're both being fully present towards the TV and towards whatever you're watching. So you want to get more intentional about spending quality time where you get to bond and connect, right? Whether it be going on a date night, where the focal point is the two of you in the experience. So you're engaging with each other about the experience, right? Or things like a new hobby you're going to take up together or something, to where you both are creating shared experiences where you have to operate as one, which usually stirs more connectivity type of conversations. And just through the experience, you start to relay that to the other person, tied in as a connecting piece, right? You relay that memory to doing something with them that was positive, it was joyful, it was fun, and it was healthy. That's great momentum builders towards seeing the optimistic side of your relationship and the things to cherish and be grateful for, instead of focusing on the pessimistic things or the things that aren't so pleasant, that start to speak louder than the positive sometimes because they're pain points, right? You have to create shared memories together where you actually can bond and get a deeper connection to each other, while also creating joyful memories that you can lean on when you need them most. And look, you can even keep this as simple as daily rituals that you guys do together. Something to where you both have intentionality towards doing something collectively that has a unified goal or perspective or headspace, way of thinking, right? Something that is going to make you guys work as one, to where if there is little things where one of you isn't feeling heard or seen or what have you, it most likely will come up because you have to both feel that way in order for this ritual you're doing daily together to work effectively. Things like that. And then you have to start instilling more intentional, growth oriented things into your relationship, right? An intentional focus towards you both growing as individuals and things you do to grow together as a couple. Whether it's some goal you guys are working towards, right? Getting a home together, or I don't know, some sort of vacation you guys are piecing together. You both have your own assignment or responsibility towards that. Whatever it is, something where you guys are progressing and evolving with each other's involvement in each other's equation while you do it, and supporting each other's individual and personal growth. And sometimes part of that growth is working on maybe your communication skills on one of you guys' ends. Maybe the other person needs to work on empathy better, or whatever, right? Maybe one person needs to work on being more considerate, or whatever it is that you both have individual focuses towards things you need to work on to develop yourselves, and that you encourage and support each other in that. The more you start doing this with your partner, the more they start feeling seen and valued, because what matters to them and whatever's important to their journey and as a person and evolution is important to you. And the more you support their growth, you start becoming more invaluable to them again. To where whenever there is things that they're not as happy about with you, they're more inclined to want to work with you, because they know if you are dropping the ball in their eyes for some reason, in some way, it's not because you don't care. It's because maybe you don't get it. Maybe you're not understanding. Maybe you just haven't pieced it together yet, because you show up in so many other ways towards their betterment, towards their advancement. And if you're doing things that are growth oriented together, they feel like part of them going to where they want to go in life has you mixed into it, because they've already started building something with you towards something that they have personal invested interest in as well. And last, but definitely not least, if you try to apply these 4 other areas to focus on first to maintenance your relationship instead of trying to fix it when it's already broken, right? If you're just not getting the forward progress that you would like to see, or it's not, piecing together and the relationship's still breaking down, if you will, piggybacking off of that car analogy, then seek professional help. If you don't know something, you don't have the skill set for something, don't have the answer or how to approach or go about it, then go to someone who does, right? If this person, your partner, is as valuable to you as you claim they are, and they're your everything, they're the one, or you're so happy and you're in love with them so much, and you're just not getting it, or maybe you guys are both collectively not getting it. Maybe they're not doing the greatest job at articulating to you what they're trying to convey, that's putting them in a space to feel away or whatever. Or maybe you're on the other side, or you don't want to feeling like we're just not getting there. If it matters enough to you, go to someone who can help you maintenance your relationship, right? Or if it's getting too close to a place of needing to be fixed, definitely go to someone that has the skill set to teach you the skill set for how to do it and help you navigate through it. But at the end of the day, be more proactive in your relationship and a lot less reactive. Usually when you're reacting, it's usually too late, and you're reacting to something that won't be repairable. Let's get it.